Good evening, this is Rodney with the Triton Wave Market Outlook for Monday, October 10th, 2016. And this is brought to you by Triton Wave Consulting. Triton Waves are early warning market timing indicators used in all time frames in all markets worldwide. All right, let's start off by looking at the 30-year bonds. Now, I've suggested in the past few weeks that we were going to move down as soon as there was a cross between the 21 and the 55, and there's no way of knowing where this is going to move back up to the upside in a short squeeze. But this is where it happened, and I'll show you on a lower time frame chart exactly where this happened. Now on a daily chart, it's hard to tell because the waves are going consistently below zero, and they are down below zero, and now the whole wave, the top wave is down, and the second wave is 3 days into going down. So it may hesitate a little bit, a little spurt up to the upside, but my long-term view for the next week or two is this number right here, 161.15. Now let's overlay a smaller time frame chart. Now this overlay shows you I keep the daily chart in here, but I want to show you why I suggested at this time when this was going on. I put out a video. You can check it. It was about 3 weeks ago that when I saw this on the 21, let me move this over so you can see this. This is a 21 minute chart on the 30-year bonds, and it went above zero on these Triton waves on 9/19 at actually 3 o'clock in the morning. But you had about 9/19, 9/20, 9/21 to get in here. And this was an absolutely spectacular move back from 165 23 up to 169.23. Let me say 160. So it's about a 4-point move in about 10 days. 10 calendar days, not 10 trading days. So we can see on the daily here that the move that we were looking for on the upside, I thought for sure it was going to go to the 21, possibility of a 55. Now let's take a look at the 21. When it hits the 55 as resistance, it hangs up there and hangs up there, and then starts coming down below zero after it gets below both the Triton waves that are the exponential moving averages of the major and minor waves. And the major and minor waves cross here along with the 50, and now on the 21 it's coming down, and it's coming down here. Now we want to take a look at a shorter time frame. So just for reference, I want to show you on the 21, this chart on the left is the 21 minute carryover from the last chart, and it moves up on the 18th. But now I want to show you on an even smaller time frame chart how you can nail your entrances, or how I nail the entrances. So instead of the showing you on the, let me see, 8 o'clock to approximately 3:30 in the morning on the 19th, this goes below zero on the 377 tick chart. It goes above zero on the 15th of the month, 4 days earlier. So you can see that you have even a couple extra days. Now you're going to take a little bit of a hiccup between 165.16 and 164, so you're going to take about a half a point of heat, but it gives you an earlier, better entrance of 65.02, 65.02, and except for this little thing that you might get nervous about, but even on a smaller time frame chart, this will tell you to get out, at least for, you know, the day. And there was also news that came out which you wouldn't want to be in at the time anyway. But if you're a long-term holder or a swing trader, you're just hold right through that, and it gets you back out at a much better price than either the daily, I'm sorry, or than the 21. The 21 got you out at at on the 10th, on the 3rd of October at 7 o'clock in the morning. This gets you out a little bit, about half a point higher, 2 days earlier. So you can see using these smaller time frame charts are really an excellent way of getting in and out. And this is what I provide for you. This I'm telling you to get in. I'm sending out text. I'm telling you get in here and get out here. Now let's look at an even smaller time frame chart, which is the 21 tick chart. Now we have the 377 up here. This is the 21. This is the 21 tick here. But I want to show you that this, what happened here, looks almost, what happened on this whole chart from the beginning of this day all the way through here looks almost significant on a 377 chart. It's just this little blip here. But look at all the activity that's going on here. And if you are a day trader, these are the signals that I'm sending out. This is one day. This is Friday. And you can see I only go in with these cross, and most of the time the wave on the bottom is the anchor chart. It has to agree with it. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but it's nice if it does. So we have a sell here. Well, this is about 5 o'clock the day before. 3 o'clock the day before. This is military time. We're out at 165 on the short side, and you just cover the. You never know where it's going to change, but 165 to 164.18. It's about a half a point. And you wait for this to get up. You can scalp that. You can scalp from here to here. Scalp this all the way up to here. Scalp this. This is good for 165.06 to 164.08, back up to 165.08. This happened between 7 o'clock, 7:45 in the morning on the 10th, on the 7th, on Friday, to closing. And right now we are up 5, but this is already going below 0. So recommendation right here, right now, is to sell this. I don't know when this is going to cross back over again or what this looks like, but if you're a client, you will have that information on hand whenever it comes through. All right, looking at the ES, big picture. This is Brexit. Came back down, took out the old highs. I believe these were all-time highs, came back down again. All these waves, these first 2 waves are above 0. The second 2 larger waves are below 0, which is signifying that not much has happened in terms of Fibonacci progression since a year ago, September. So this has been down, but you're not playing these because this is just a long-term indication. And indeed, this went above 0. But look and see what's happening here. And I'm going to get rid of these lines so I can show you. All right, now, 2 videos ago, when I saw this coming, there was a landing spot right in here that I covered, and I said it will probably go back up to when it was developing a flag. I thought the flag was going to end here. It happened to be a little bit higher, But look at what we've done. We are now developing a another flag that's even more extensive that looks like this. So basically, whichever way this breaks, it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge to the upside or huge to the downside. This is the flag. These are the warning signs that I'm seeing that I'm going to show you right here. Now, if I bring in this small little chart here of the tick, I want you to notice that this anchor wave down here, these are the Triton waves describing what's going on in the New York Stock Exchange on a 21-minute chart. Now, it's gone up and down below zero. This is one of the warnings of a sell signal. This was my indication when to get out when the 21 EMA hit minus 500. I don't remember the last time that happened. I figured that's a good enough spot to get out, and it turned out to be almost right on the nose. However, this anchor chart on the bottom, this pink wave, never went above zero, and no matter what it's doing throughout the course of this entire move, there is not enough volume to support a push to the upside. If it happens, it'll be a miracle. I'm looking for this to work its way down into like an October into an October sell-off. Okay, this was another indication to me that sell-off that happened on, let me see, what was the date? Let me get this back into the frame here. The sell-off that happened, that huge sell-off that happened on 9/11, it came right into the Triton major wave right here. So that was one of the, not only was the 21 EMA on the tick chart that I just showed you right here below 500, but it hit this, and that's exactly the point of exit that I made on the downside. And this looks like a flag of a pole and zigzagging back and forth and back and forth. Okay, so since the last video, I haven't done one for a couple weeks, but since the last video, there's been nice chunks you can take out of the market using the last two waves are kind of like anchor charts, but when you're trading a 610 tick chart, it's best for me to use the smaller time frame charts, and these are just, it's like 10 o'clock in the morning at 2161 down to 2138 at by 1 o'clock in the afternoon. These moves are to the upside, and the waves are to the upside. It's huge chunks here, you know, like 10, 12 points a piece. This is a smaller piece, but all I'm doing is following these waves. You can see where they're breaking above and below zero. Now, you're not always going to get the bottom of it, but we can refine it to a smaller time frame chart and see if we can get even a better fix on what's going on. So here's a chart of 144 of the ES, and I'll show you the 610 how it comes in here. So this goes back about 4 or 5 days, and you see how the entrance on the 610 is after it makes this bottom and hooks back up again. But the entrance on the 140, did I say 144? The entrance on the 144 is much cleaner on the downside and exiting on the top side, getting back here. It's a little funky here. When it starts getting funky, then you have to go back and see what's going on with the 610. So it's just a play of back and forth and back and forth. And this is a nice clean one because it dips down in, comes back up, and this gives you almost a 15-point move between noontime and the end of the day on Friday. And that's how it looks. So this is what I see for the next few days. I'm looking at the ES to go to retreat, and I'm looking for the bonds to retreat. Now, it doesn't happen too often that they work both in concert, but my indicators say right now they're both going to be in concert to working their way to the downside. Again, this is Triton Wave Consulting, and I'm specializing right now in bonds and the ES for any one of you who want to become private clients, and the ones that I have. You can follow me on LinkedIn, Rodney Julian, or on Twitter at Rod Julian, or you can email me at rodney@tritonwaveguy.com. And this is an explanation of Triton Wave Consulting, how it's tailored to you, the individual, and with longer term swing trades, day trades, and tailored to your individual needs. So if you would like, please send me a text. Send me an email, and I'd be glad to have you come on board as one of my clients. With any questions, have a great weekend. Have great trading, and I'm going to start doing more of these much shorter ones that I'm going to be putting on Twitter and LinkedIn. So I'll still keep the weekly updates, but very shorter ones on Twitter and LinkedIn. Have a great evening. Good night.